friends, I have a read aloud for you all, but it doesn't really have any exciting pictures. So I found this picture of Mount Everest, and I just want you to listen to our read aloud, The Man Who Climbed Everest. And just imagine climbing this big mountain. Eric Weinmayer is an adventurer. From rock and mountain climbing to biking and skiing, he has tried and loved it all. He has kayaked the Grand Canyon, made more than 40 solo skydives, and even climbed the world's highest mountain. In 2004, he reached the summit or top of Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain. He went on to complete a feat by climbing the 7 summits. Over the course of 13 years, ending in 2008, he reached the highest point on each of the 7 continents. That he's remarkable is quite an understatement. Not in the least, because Eric Weinmayer is blind. So he's remarkable. He's climbed all of these mountains despite being blind. So that's even more remarkable. When he was 13, Eric lost his sight to a condition called juvenile retinoschisis. It's an inherited disease that causes damage to a person's eyes. Eric's blindness hit him hard. At first, he refused to adapt by using a cane or learning Braille, so he could continue to read or write. After a bad fall, though, Eric decided that it was time to change his thinking. He began using the tools available to help people who are blind. He discovered that he longed to be outdoors and that he had a gift for rock climbing. Eric has said about the climbing, "I enjoy the tactile nature of rock climbing as I scan the face with my hands, feeling for cracks or divots I can use as holds." So Braille is a language tool that helps people who are blind to read and write. It's raised up dots that they can feel with their fingers instead of seeing letters. Eric doesn't do all his adventuring alone, however. He assembled a talented team for the Everest expedition. They decided first to do a test climb of another mountain to make sure they were up for such a huge challenge. Because of bad weather, the team couldn't make it to the top, and while they were descending, one of them fell and was hurt. The team guided the injured man and Eric down the icy rocks and made it back to their base camp, freezing and exhausted. Amazingly, instead of being defeated by the experience, they became more determined to climb Mount Everest together. And I changed the pictures to, this is what it looks like in modern day with people climbing Mount Everest. They don't do it alone, and there's usually a lot of people doing it. On the day they were set to reach the top, the teammates in front came to a passage that would be difficult for Eric. The rocks were jagged and not solid enough for him to grasp well. There was an easier passage too, but its ropes were buried in the snow. 2 of the climbers spent hours digging and pulling the ropes free so Eric could use them. They were working at a height of 28,000 feet. Eric reached the summit of Mount Everest that day, and so did 19 of the 21 members of his team, the largest team of climbers ever to reach the top in a single day. They made history, and Eric has made history as an individual. He became the first blind person to scale the nose of El Capitan in Yosemite, California. In 1996, he is also the only blind person to have completed the 7 summits. A few years ago, Outside Magazine published an article about the 10 greatest moments on Everest. Eric made the list, not too far behind Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary's first historic ascent to the top. What an honor. So the reason Eric made history, because he had a really large team and they all did it in one day together, and he was the first blind person to do it.